it will be good if we have accommodation. They will stay on campus to offer 24-hour services to our students and staff. Distinguished invited guests, we are making a very fervent appeal to you to assist us to address this problem. The increasing student population has been an issue of concern to management. Out of about 9,000 students, less than 10% can be accommodated on campus at the only Get Fund hostel. More than 80% of the students reside in private rented facilities within the immediate community, which are close to campus. Sanitation facilities in some of these private houses are poor. We are very sad that some of our students could be exposed to health hazards as they live under poor sanitary conditions. We call on the state and interested groups to help us build another hostel for the university. Again, our university does not have auditorium. What we are using is not befitting, it doesn't befit this university as auditorium. And so if we want to hold ceremonies, sometimes it is impossible for us to do that. We mostly seek the divine intervention of God that will do our programs outside. But most of the times it doesn't rain. But for COVID, we don't bring all of them now. That's why we are here. Our numbers that we are graduating cannot fit into this very room. So we actually need a befitting auditorium that can accommodate about 1,000 or 2,000 students where we can hold all our functions. Now, graduate statistics. Today, we are graduating 2,021 higher national diploma and 168 diploma in public administration graduates who completed their studies in 2020 and will be presented with certificate during the second session of the 17th congregation. A breakdown of classification of the student is as follows. A total of 128 graduates obtained first class honors. 1,038 graduates obtained second class upper. 927 graduates obtained second class lower. In the case of automotive engineering, where we use competent base in giving them their certificate, 2 graduates had competent, whilst 42 graduates had competent with merit. Those who obtained passes are 58. These are the numbers that we are graduating today. The student population as at now. The university has a student population of 9,000, made up of 1,515 BTECH students, 6,457 HND students, 952 non-HND students, professionals and technical students. Of this total, 5,354 students representing 60% are males, and the remaining 3,572 students representing 40% are females. In future, we hope to admit as many females as possible into the engineering programs, because it is the saying that what men can do, women can do better. The university has also secured approval from GTECH to run 4-year Bachelor of Technology programs. We students, some of them are already in place, and some we are working on the accreditation. We are privileged to have our Eastern Regional Minister joining us. Honourable Minister, you're welcome. The 4-year Bachelor of Technology programs that we have are as follows. Mechatronics Engineering, that we have accreditation and we have recruited our first batch of students. We have Civil Engineering with options in Structural Engineering, Transportation Engineering, Geotechnical Engineering, Material Engineering, and Water Resource Engineering. We have Welding and Fabrication Engineering, We have electrical electronics engineering with options in power systems engineering, telecommunication engineering, computer science engineering, and control and instrumentation. Mr. Chairman, we have automotive engineering, biomedical engineering, medical laboratory science, food technology, computer science with various options, building technology with options. All these programs have been given to us, and we are working on the accreditation. We hope that once the accreditation is completed, this year we run an annual cycle. This year we can admit students if everything goes on well. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for the next academic year. But we are hoping that we'll work with GTECH to get the accreditation as soon as possible so that we can advertise until January or December to recruit more students. I'm glad to inform you that out of the newly introduced 4-year BTech programs, 3 programs have already commenced. And these are mechatronics, automotive engineering, and food technology. We have the accreditation, so we are already running. Collaboration. As one of the mandates of the Technical University, we are supposed to collaborate locally and internationally. The university continues to explore the possibilities of improving the levels of collaboration with other institutions in the areas of staff development and exchange, joint research proposal writing, etc. The following are institutions that we have collaboration with: Hamlister University of Applied Sciences, Germany; University of Applied Sciences, Düsseldorf; Oath University, Regensburg, Bavaria, Germany; and then McGill University. 2 students from the Renewable Energy System Engineering Department and 2 from Marketing Department every year go to these institutions to benefit from our collaboration. Research, publication, and joint proposal writing. The university has shown its commitment to research and publication by the continual support of research proposals of staff members through its allocation for staff development and research. Currently, the Directorate of Research of the university has held its 11th Applied Research Conference, which came off from 15th to 18th June 2021, and it was a success story. Staff development. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that we have the manpower to propel this university in greater heights. Right now, we have 58 PAD staff at KTU. Can we give them a round of applause? We have 58 PAD holders here at KTU. The sad news is that we are losing all these PAD holders to the traditional universities on 2 key grounds. One of them are promotion criteria, and 2, the HNE program that we run mostly here is not attractive to them, and they are losing. This year, we lost a number of PAD holders to K University, UEW, and other institutions. And so I'll plead with my chairman, GTECH rep, so that we can expedite action on some of the degree programs we want to run, and even if possible, we got some graduate programs to run, because for 58 PAD holders here, just doing HND is not very interesting. It is our plea that they will come to us and support us. The university has aggressive staff training policy. Currently, 28 senior members are pursuing PAD programs, both locally and internationally, while 2 are pursuing master's degree programs, all of which are supported through scholarship from the government of Ghana, the GET Fund, and other funding institutions, as well as the local IGF that we generate. We indeed welcome support from other sponsoring and donor agencies to assist our staff members to pursue further education. Chairman, on the student front, this year's election has been peaceful, and the LSRC leadership has been very cooperative. I salute the team for exhibiting maturity in their line of duty to serve the student body. A word to the graduating student. Dear graduate, I wish to congratulate you on behalf of Council and your achievement. By this, you have not only brought honor to yourselves, but have diligently prepared yourselves for the task for which you enrolled at Koforidua Technical University. I know that it took a lot of hard work to get you this far, but remember that this is only the beginning of a new and important phase in your lives. While congratulating you on your achievement, which have been crowned by your effort, let me remind you that your parents have invested in you and have great expectations of you. As alumni, you must contribute to making the university a better place than you left it by actively participating in the activities of the Alumni Association. Furthermore, I caution you against arrogance and indiscipline at the workplace. Be worthy ambassadors of this noble institution. You may have already realized through your training at Koforidua Technical University that life is not easy. Success calls for perseverance, hard work, and self-discipline. Above all, trust in God and must be absolute if you want to succeed in life. On that note, I want to thank all of you for your attention.
Good morning. Mr. Chairman, our Vice-Chancellor, Directors of Education, lecturers and administrative staff, graduands, alumni, distinguished invited guests, our friends from the media, due to my arrival, I want to crave the indulgence of Mr. Chairman that I proceed by standing on the existing protocols. And I dare say, ladies and gentlemen, I deem it a privilege and an honor to be invited as a guest of honor of the 17th Congregation Ceremony for the Higher National Diploma Graduation of our Koforidua Technical University. I bring you warm felicitations from the Regional Coordinating Council, the chiefs and the people of our beautiful city Koforidua. Mr. Chairman, education, as we all know, is the bedrock of development to any society, as it empowers people and helps them become self-sufficient in their respective fields of work. It is responsible for shaping personalities and helps people discover their true potentials and ability to work. Therefore, the quality of education is always associated with skills development and are very important to our national economic development as a country. Mr. Chairman, graduations mark the end of a cycle of knowledge and skills acquisition and the beginning of the world of employment for our graduates. It is a known fact that majority of our students are confronted with the challenge of unemployment. The International Labour Organization in 2019 estimated youth unemployment as an 8.7% in our Republic of Ghana, whilst the unemployment rate of our total labor force stands at a 4.52%. Thus, youth unemployment and underemployment remains a major socio-economic challenge in our country today. The unemployment among the youth can, however, be alluded to the lack of employable skills, which contributes to low productivity. This graduate unemployment is really a big issue in our country. It is therefore worth noting that the chosen theme, the role of the technical university graduates in building a self-reliant nation through entrepreneurship, is very appropriate for this year's graduation. Mr. Chairman, the World Bank has identified entrepreneurship, including apprenticeship, agribusiness, tourism, construction, and the built environment, as well as sports, as key sectors that can offer employment opportunities to our Ghanaian youth. Entrepreneurial skills all the time refer to the genuity of the individual by identifying and utilizing the talents that the Almighty by providence have granted us. These, I must say, our students and our graduates who are always being equipped with entrepreneurial and innovative competencies by our Koforidua Technical University will become self-reliant and relevant after their graduation. Mr. Chairman, our country is facing the challenge of misalignment of skills to the demands of the labor market. Technical education training are now one of the major focus that this government is looking at to help feed the market. The university trainings are not sufficient enough for our graduates to face the challenges of job scarcity. There is a need for further injection of capital into our technical universities to promote skills development among the students. An emphasis must be set on creative and innovative thinking, as it will transform the graduates as well as make our country successful for the future of our people. This can be achieved through coaching, career guidance and counseling, work-based learning that can enable them set up on their own and begin to own their own companies and provide job opportunities to the teeming unemployed youth. The time has come for us to be relevant and deviate from the exams type of education to a skill-based curriculum that would address the needs of the labor market and impact our society. As a developing country, we need to prepare our youth adequately for our labor market. We have to address the challenge of weak capacity to training. Growing up, students who failed their exams were either sent to the mechanic or the seamstress to learn a trade. But today, with the advent of technology, such jobs are for creative arts and fashion, and the designers are also building up with technology and becoming more tech-savvy and producing state-of-the-art dresses as well as tools for the industry. And these will help us align their skills to the demands of the labor market. Mr. Chairman, in Ghana, there is a disconnect between our GDP growth and employment, a trend that has persisted for many years. The country has an average employment to growth elasticity of 0.5 over the last 2 decades. It is, however, believed that the youth can increase the percentage of Ghana's GDP if we increase their participation and productivity. And this would better increase their contribution to the national development of the Republic of Ghana. Thus, government is focusing on scaling up the youth programs that have been successful, such as the Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge, and refocus on new projects to meet the aspirations of the youth, like the 100 billion Ghana cedis of the Obatampa Cares Program, which is being created to help us achieve 1 million jobs for our youth. This, I believe, are part of the vision of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, in ensuring that his government establishes the Youth Bank to create jobs and business opportunities for our country between now and the future. Additionally, we also partnered other stakeholders to implement the Springboard Foundation Program, which is, by all standards, a private initiative, but however have supported over 692,000 young people with relevant skills to enable them deal with our socio-economic impact in the wake of such a novel coronavirus attack to the world. Mr. Chairman, this government has the youth at the center of its development agenda. However, if we are not and they are not reliably equipped with the requisite skill, the mix would be nothing for us to look into the future with. We have to make sure that we prepare them with every possibility to build a self-reliant nation in achieving our Ghana Beyond Aid. I would therefore reiterate that the trainings should be relevant to reflect the job requirements of the market today. At this juncture, permit me to congratulate the Governing Council of the university authorities, the staff and students for your relentless efforts in nurturing this great institution from its formative years to its present state. You have trained and produced great minds who are ready to take up their place in the building and development of our country, Ghana. I wish you all well in your future endeavors, and may God guide and direct your paths into a bright future. Thank you for your attention. May I indulge you after this short period to ask your, Mr. Chairman, the unfortunate absence of the Minister of Education is as a result of other pressing cabinet demands that he called me in a short notice because I was waiting to enter the institution with him, but he sent the note that due to that I should step in and work on his behalf. So if you find his absence, it is no disrespect to the institution and authorities available, but due to other important national calls. Thank you very much.
May I stand on the established protocol to introduce to you the guest speaker for this special occasion. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Pentax Management Consultancy Services Limited and Pentax Realty Limited in Ghana. He holds a master's degree in business administration and a bachelor's degree in economics and statistics, both from the University of Ghana. Additionally, he holds a diploma in investment management from Turin, Italy, a certificate in industrial planning and investment appraisal from the University of Bradford in England, and a diploma in adult training and facilitation skills from the International Department of Aarhus University, Denmark. He has attended and made presentations at several local and international workshops. He is an accomplished development management consultant, trainer, and motivational speaker with both local and international work experience. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, with rounds of applause, let us invite Mr. Bernard Joe Appiah.
I would not want to stand on existing protocols. Mr. Chairman, I want to invite Dr. Ahmed Jinapo Abdullahi, Chairman for the function, the Honorable Eastern Regional Minister, Mr. Seta Champon, my good friend, Dr. Ewedichum, who has been apologized for, Honorable Members of Parliament for New Jabe North and South, Municipal Chief Executives, members of Communication Council and staff, Vice-Chancellors of sister Telecast universities, our host, and indeed my younger brother, Professor David Kofi Suman, distinguished guests, all the organizers of this August program, friends of the media, print and electronic, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I deem it a singular honor, God's favor, and privilege to address you today as a guest speaker for the second session of your serving congregation as a Telecast University. Nearly 3.5 decades ago, and indeed half a century ago, 3.5 decades ago, I was in similar shoes, my dear graduates, and half a quarter of a century ago, I chanced to have been a lecturer at Cape Coast University Business School. Congregation goes beyond awards of honors, diplomas, and certificates to deserving students and staff. Congregation is a time for institutional introspection and a time for reflection and career agenda setting by new graduates entering into the world of work and realities. The theme for today's ceremony is the role of the technical university graduate in building a self-reliant nation through entrepreneurship. Let me first congratulate all parents, guardians, faculty members, who have every reason to be immensely proud of you graduates, as well as the administrative and support staff of the university, who have also worked tirelessly for the success of today's program. I wish humbly and in adoration to thank the Almighty God for the gift of life and privilege to see and celebrate today with you all. Join me to give all the graduates a round of applause. I know it has not been easy. Congratulations. Today, Koforidua University has added another batch of knowledgeable and skilled youth to the human capital base of our dear country, Ghana. To you graduates, always remember, the world of work is about doing, not knowing. As an employer, these days we get a lot of people with very high degrees, but you give them work to do, you got a problem. So the world of work out there is not about I came with first class, but it's about whether you can carry the chair I have here from this point to the other. So it's about doing, not knowing. It's about quality outputs and timely results, not certificates and diplomas. Because no one goes to work with a certificate in hand. But what you do at work demonstrate, as the Vice-Chancellor said, whether you are indeed an ambassador of this university. And many of the universities we find outside don't have big campuses like you have, but the products tell what the university is about. It's about measurable achievements, not processes. It's about integrity, not wishful thinking, laziness, and dreams without action. In a world and culture where the abiding focus is on more and newer and better things, that is materialism, I challenge you to recalibrate your value systems, effect positive changes, and let your actions reflect goals, attainment, and eternity as we go into the world. Remember always, God first. According to the National Accreditation Board, there are today in Ghana 16 public universities, 10 technical universities, and 81 private tertiary institutions. And from the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations 2020 data source, an unemployment rate for the youth in Ghana is estimated to be around 12%. And the International Labour Organization report in 2020 also estimates global youth unemployment at 13.6% due to lack of job opportunities, limited work experience, continuously increasing population growth, and barriers to entering the labor market. The International Labour Organization also estimates 1.3 billion young unemployment between ages of 15 and 24. It is thus of utmost necessity and relevance that we bridge the gap between academia and industry. That is regular communication with policymakers and employers for the university to produce graduates that help employers deliver quality to beat competition and stay in business with all the challenges we have today. Indeed, Telecast University Faculty Administration must, in our current economic dispensation, focus as incubators to produce skilled youth to fasten the bridging of the gap between academia and industry. A technical university like yours must see itself as a technical and vocational institution that prepares graduates for specific trades, crafts, and technology in the fields of engineering, accounting, architecture, medicine, nursing, law, pharmacy, to mention but a few. Telecast universities must give their students the capacity to use their brains and hands to become problem solvers, innovators, risk takers, achievers, and ultimately winners. Graduates of the universities, and in particular technical universities, must be critical thinkers. Think outside the box, and even without the box. Because sometimes the box is not even there for you to think outside it. So you need to create a box and think through it where necessary. And always use my 6 friends, and that should be your 6 friends too. For any given situation, what is the problem? Why? Who? How? Which? And when? In your everyday undertakings, question the status quo, and you must not always accept everything you see, line, hook, and sinker. Telecast graduates are thus supposed to be craftsmen and entrepreneurs, and should therefore be adequately knowledgeable, skilled, to be creative, innovative, and entrepreneurial, enough to be self-employed rather than always wait for formal white-collar jobs for employment in today's world of work. The topic again is about self-reliant country. The concept of self-reliant country appears utopian, since we live in an interdependent value chain global village of rich and poor countries, manufacturers and buyers, developing and developed nations. The COVID-19, its impact on countries, businesses, work life, methods, and challenges the world is facing currently expect all of us to be innovative and not to look to the West for better lives. COVID-19 has thus underscored the fact that unilateralism creates more problems than solutions. So you see, they are realizing that if you produce vaccines in America and Europe, and you leave us out, we'll come to your country and will spread more serious variants. So whilst you take care of yourself, take care of us as well. A self-reliant country, in the context of this topic, I hazard therefore, is a country that produces to at least take care of its citizenry in food, clothing, manufactures, as well as industry and social amenities, among others, and also produce extra for exports, and has the capacity enough to gainfully engage the youth and the skilled workforce in productive activities through conducive enabling environment where micro grows to small, small grows to medium, and medium to large scale, without inhibitions in policies, business environment, and the transaction cost of doing businesses. A country that creates the enabling environment to better develop one's talents, traits, potentials, and acquire knowledge and skills. A country where meritocracy and achievements are adored as opposed to nepotism and partisanship, where excellence and standards are celebrated as opposed to mediocrity. In the 400-meter hurdles race in the ongoing Tokyo Olympics, the time set by the gold and silver medalists broke the existing world record. They did it in 45.9 and 46.2 seconds. So they beat the existing world record. The second person even did that. And many other records are falling in 100-meter race and men's high jump. What really excited me as I watched was that pole vaulter who won the gold medal at 6.02 and still said, raise it to 6.19 because he wants to set a record. So complacency was not the issue. An unknown Italian man and a Namibian woman both achieved gold and silver medals in their respective 100-meter races, among others. That is competition. That is standing tall. That is not allowing the situation to overwhelm you. That is not being complacent. It is, however, instructive and important to note, not all of you graduates and those listening to me on Zoom would be entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are focused, goal setters, risk takers, perseverant, and achievers. They nurture ideas, decipher effective markets on the ideas should they become products or services. Clear about technical know-how and know-what, and build or have useful networks before thinking of money or financial support. For the old maxim says, good things, they sell themselves. So for those of you who want money and resources to start, I work as a consultant. For over nearly 3 decades, I started with nothing. But I started with my brain. I remember going to Senate Guest House in Accra when I had my first job to train people as stand charge. I went to the manager and said, I don't have money, but this is a letter allow me to train. Could you let me hold my training here? This letter is enough guarantee that I'll pay you in a month's time. That's how I started. Entrepreneurship is a process where individuals pursue, identify opportunities, and realize them through innovation and persistence. Entrepreneurial development is thus a human development strategy which makes the entrepreneur the center of the strategy. It is a well-thought-out continuous strategy, not government or political party driven, but relevant and necessary for all times, and robust enough to learn from the processes, identify the good practice of what works and what does not work, and learn from them. It is practical-centered, not book and theory-centered. As one successful Ghanaian entrepreneur said, and I'm really quoting my senior brother Sam Jonah, if gold was on the ground for everyone to see, everyone will be rich. So sometimes where we are sitting now, there could be a lot of gold under, but we need to what? Harness it. So if gold was on the ground, everybody will be what? Will be rich. And Abraham Maslow, the respected psychologist known for his theory on motivation, averred that the most valuable 100 people to bring into a deteriorating society are not economists or politicians per se, but rather 100 what? Entrepreneurs. What then is the role of you, Telecast University graduates, in contributing to a self-reliant Ghana through entrepreneurship? As indicated earlier in this address, annually Ghana produces more graduates than the former job openings were available. Again, Telecast University graduates are supposed to have the capacity to use their brains and hands. Critical minds, innovative and entrepreneurial. Doers, not knowers. Thirdly, in a deterrent society, we need other professionals, but the most critical are entrepreneurs. For your role in building a self-reliant Ghana through entrepreneurship, therefore, you, my brothers and sisters, and the 2021 graduates of the Koforidua University must know that 1, there are no easy found job openings out there in the market. 2, you have inherent capacity to use your acquired knowledge and skills in this university to create, take calculated risk, be innovative, to be self-employed, and employ others, and be successful without necessarily traveling outside for greener pastures, which oftentimes tend to be a mirage. Be focused and strategic enough to take advantage of policies and enabling environment created by government to move from micro to small, small to medium, and medium to large scale. Have positive and can-do mindsets. Set high standards of excellence in your work and career life. I told my sister last 3 weeks when I went to the village, God gave me 5 children, and in my house, if you make 2 at GSS, you have failed. If you make C, SSS, you have failed. That's the standard we have set for ourselves. So all the 5 of them got 6 ones. And from a village, Riauka, I can boast of my children going to Achimota School, Wesley Girls, Presec. My only nephew, you don't need to look at the results to read his results. It is 779, 7797. A year. 779, 7797. Avoid mediocrity. Avoid complacency. Watch your lifestyles and destructive friends. Challenge the status quo and think outside the box, and even without the box when necessary. I've said it before. Know that there will always be challenges and difficulties both in your internal and external environments. Admit your own strengths and weaknesses and learn to learn and consult and seek advice. Have mentors and coaches. Be technically sound at all times. Learn to learn, be pragmatic, and learn to go to school on the winners Whatever you want to do in life, somebody has done it what? Before. So go to school on the winners, not on the failures. Above all things, do not lean on your own understanding, but believe, trust, depend, and rely on God through his Son Jesus Christ always, as you journey through the changing scenes of life and work. In conclusion, when Muhammad Ali went to the gym to learn how to become a boxer, the gym owners told him, he went there, I want to box, but they told him, here we train winners and not what? Boxers. Congratulations once again to you all graduates, parents, guardians, faculty, administrative, and support staff. Remember always in life, the battle is not for the swift. Avoid get-rich-quick mentality. Eschew corruption and materialism. Let your value system reflect hard work, excellence, and humility. Remember God first. Aspire to be winners, the head and not the tail. Finally, I wish to counsel you as you begin your work-life journey with these two Bible quotations. First, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Do not let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your Creator. Honor him in your youth before you grow old and say, life is not pleasant anymore. Mark 8:36 says, for what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? Thank you very much indeed for your time and attention. God bless all the graduates. God bless us all. In support of the Vice-Chancellor's clinic hospital, I make a modest contribution of 20,000 Ghana cedis.
Whoa.
Mr. Chairman, the Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before we move on to the next item on the order of proceedings, I would like to introduce to you some very important personalities in our midst this morning. Mr. Bernard Joapia has just given his address as a guest speaker for this occasion, so he needs no introduction again. We have Mr. Benjamin Joboku, Chief Operating Officer, Republic Bank. Comfort Asante, Municipal Chief Executive, New Jabin, North Municipality. Professor Elias N.K. Solly, Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University. Then also the chairman for this graduation ceremony, Dr. Ahmed Jinapo, Deputy Director General, GTECH. And our regional minister who also spoke a few minutes ago, Honorable Seth K. Echampong. Mr. Victor Dogo, SRC President, Koforidua Technical University. Dr. Frank Ajindumo, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, Koforidua Technical University. Dr. Seth Ochidankwa, Dean, Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, KTU. Reverend Paul Ban, University Chaplain. Dr. Edwin Okwampa-Boedu, Dean, Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, KTU. Dr. Richard Ohinesiedu, Dean, Faculty of Built and Natural Environment, KTU. Reverend Dr. Samuel Okenje, Dean, Faculty of Business and Management Studies, KTU. Professor John Owusu, Pro Vice-Chancellor, KTU. Dr. Joseph Osei, Head, Fashion Department, KTU. Mr. Boachi Ajimai, Head of Department, Computer Science, KTU. Miss Faustina Mary Aku Ochina, Head, Hospitality Department, KTU. Mr. William Odum, Head, Food and Post-Harvest Technology Department, KTU. Dr. Joseph Frimpon, Head, Marketing, KTU. Mr. Ebenezer Mensah Annan, Head, Accountancy, KTU. Dr. Eugene Ochekwachi, Head, General Studies Department, KTU. Mr. Abraham Ras Lincolnte, Head, Programs Advisory and Accreditation. Dr. William Jedu Esiedu, Director of Quality Assurance, KTU. Mr. Alexander Chere, Director of Audit, KTU. The rest will be introduced to you as and when we receive their names. Mr. Chairman, we have come to the climax our graduates have been waiting for. But before presenting the graduates for conferment of higher national diplomas on them, I am required to call for presentation, some of them from the various disciplines who have won prizes, which are sponsored by the university, and some distinguished personalities to be mentioned alongside the presentation. We have 3 special awards which we are going to mention here, and we expect we have 3 special awards which we are going to present, and we expect the awardees to step forward whilst their names are mentioned. The first one, which will be presented, I'll try to invite the Pro Vice-Chancellor of this university, Professor John Owusu, to do us the honors to present the award. It is the best student in HND Purchasing and Supply, and it is sponsored by Dr. Innocent. If Dr. Innocent Senyor Kwesi Akwa, lecturer, Department of Marketing and Supply Chain at the University of Cape Coast is here, please step forward. I have to do as the honors. Indeed, he is the sponsor of the award we are going to mention for the best graduate student in HND Purchasing and Supply. And the prize goes to Betty Nabochwa Ashia. Understand he is representing Dr. Innocent Senyor Kwesi Akwa. Thank you very much, Mr. Rep of. Then we have the overall best graduating female student, which is sponsored by the university. May I invite the Pro-Vice-Chancellor to step forward to do us the honors in giving the awards. Professor John Owusu. The overall best graduating female student, it goes to Grace Mamle Nati. Thank you very much. Then the overall best graduating student for the 2020 cohort of HND graduands, which is also sponsored by the university, I would invite the Eastern Regional Minister, Mr. Seth K. Champon, to do the honors in presenting the award. It goes to Richard Donko Afrifa. Thank you very much, Regional Minister. Due to time constraints, the rest of the awards could be collected from the Student Services section immediately after this program. So we'll mention the names of the awardees and the sponsors, and after this program, you proceed to the Student Services section to collect your awards. Amuda Kunhana of Febia, Best Graduating Student for Female Engineering Student, and it is awarded, is sponsored by the Technical Universities Engineering Students Association of KTU. Bafo Kwabena Ejay, overall best graduating student in engineering, which is also sponsored by the Technical Universities Engineering Students Association, KTU chapter. Overall best graduating student in business goes to Himin Benneth, and it is sponsored by Dr. Daniel Macaulay, Chief Executive Officer of McDan Group. Then also the best HND accountancy student, Himin Benneth, is sponsored by Mr. Ebenezer Anan, Head of the Accountancy Department. Enim Daniel, best student in HND marketing, it is sponsored by Dr. Joseph Frimpong, Head Marketing. Buedu Nana Efwa Tutua, best student in Secretaryship and Management Studies, it is sponsored jointly by Mr. Timothy Fiado, Head, Student Services, and Kof Royal Touch Hotel, Koforidua. Asante Maxwell, Best Student in Diploma in Public Administration, sponsored by Kof Royal Touch Hotel, Koforidua. Tano Millicent Anan, Best Student in HND Computer Science. Lee John, Best Student in HND Computer Net Management. Menu Michael Obin, Best Student in Hospitality Management, which is sponsored by Miss Faustina Mary Akwochina, Head, Hospitality Department. The two earlier awards that I mentioned are being sponsored by the university. Akwa Richard Owusu, Best Student in HND Statistics. Maxwell Edu, Best Student in Food Technology. Osedria Ajiman Benjamin, Best Student in Post-Harvest Technology. Edu Siang Agatha, Best Student in HND Fashion Design and Textile. Owusu Prince Edu, Best Student Graphic Design. All these awards are sponsored by the university. Boatin Seth, Best Student in HND Electrical / Electronic Engineering, sponsored by Engineer Theophilos Aiti Ajin, Lecturer, Civil Engineering Department of KTU. Saki Randy Owusu, Best Student in HND Renewable Energy Systems Engineering, sponsored by Engineer Elvis Boatin, Lecturer, Energy Systems Engineering Department, KTU. Bafo Kwabena J, Best Student, HND Mechanical Engineering, sponsored by Dr. Frank Ajenjumo, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, KTU. Nyakun Ebenezer, Best Student, HND Civil Engineering, sponsored by Mr. Timothy Fiajo, Head, Student Services Section, KTU. Tete James Tete, Best Student, HND Automotive Engineering, sponsored by Engineer Theophilus Ayeti Ajin, Lecturer, Civil Engineering Department, KTU. Geraldo Protect, Best Student, HND Building Technology. Efrifa Richard Donko, Best Student, HND Environmental Management and Technology. Agbeshi Irene Love, Best Student, HND Biomedical Engineering. And Bentel Samuel Charles, Best Student, HND Laboratory Science Engineering, are all sponsored by the university. May I then request the Dean of the Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences to step forward to present graduates in this faculty to be graduated in the programs of study which they undertook under the year of review.
Chair, I, Dr. Edwin Okonkwo-Boadu, Dean of the Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, present to you graduates who, having followed the approved program of study over the stipulated period and having passed the required examinations, have hereby become eligible for the academic award to which their studies have entitled them. I pray for the conferment of awards due them. Thank you.
First class, HND Medical Laboratory Science, Bentel Samuel Charles, Boatin Blessing Kwame, Caesar Richard Ofori, Daniel Ochri Ofori, Jenin Stephen, Katoglo Richmond Koblan, Lati Gertrude Tina, Osai Michael, Otabil Derek, Zida Derek Mark, Akoli Eric, Ashambo Randall, and Ayonu Felix. First class, HND Biomedical Engineering, Awidi Abraham Duche and Gariba Yusuf. Thank you very much, Dr. Edwin Okwampa, Dean, Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences. May I request the Dean of the Faculty of Built and Natural Environment to present graduates in the faculty to be graduated.
May the graduates from Faculty of Built and Natural Environment stand up. Dr. Chairman, I, Dr. Richard Ohinesidu, Dean of the Faculty of Built and Natural Environment, present to you graduates who, having followed the approved program of study over the stipulated period and having passed the required examinations, have hereby become eligible for the academic awards to which their studies have entitled them. I pray for the conferment of awards due them.
First class, HND Building Technology, Agbedo William, Botwi Benjamin Anku. First class, HND Environmental Management and Technology, Abubakar Rukaya, Efrifa Richard Donko, Danchi Sandra, and Fenten Evans. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Richard Ohinesedu. May I request the Dean of the Faculty of Business and Management Studies to present graduates in his faculty to be graduated.
Dr. Chairman, I, Dr. Samuel Okanyeji, Dean of the Faculty of Business and Management Studies, present to you graduates here and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom I hold prosy, who, having followed the approved program of study over the stipulated period and having passed the required examinations, have hereby become eligible for the academic awards to which their studies have entitled them. I pray for the conferment of awards due them.
First class, HND Accountancy, Amponsa Ebenezer, Awule Michael Tay, Hemin Bennett, Kofi Meshach, Odate Priscilla, Odumanye Joseph, Osubrodi Abigail Bonnie, Tete Cecilia Dede. HND Marketing, First Class, Enim Daniel, Upoku Elizabeth Konedu. First Class, HND Purchasing and Supply, Lutrod Joyce, Ashia Betty Nabochwa, Avetu Hartwell Rose, Assuming Gertrude Jemima, Novidro Erica Enyonam. HND Secretaryship Management Studies First Class, Buadu Nana Efua Tutua, Kabute Akushika, Nati Augustina Adwa, Ninsin Eunice, Sechere Christabel. First Class Diploma in Public Administration, Kweku Alfred Kinsley, Na Jehoshaphat Tete, Boatin Ellen Jijo, Asabel Eunice, Jessie Sandra, Asante Maxwell, and Marfo Albert. Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Samuel Okanyeji, Dean of the Business Faculty. May I request the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Science and Technology to please step forward and present graduates in his faculty to be graduated.
Chair, I, Dr. Seth Ocheridanko, Dean of Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, present to you graduates here and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom I hold prosy, who, having followed the approved program of study over the stipulated period and having passed the required examinations, have hereby become eligible for the academic awards to which their studies have entitled them. I pray for conferment of award due them.
First Class, HND, Computer Network Management, Ejare Geoffrey Kwabna, Asante Emmanuel, Bequin Theophilus Kofi, Frimpong Isaac Ampedu, Gajo Patrick, Nelson Albert, Tete Albert, Tutu Ignatius, Asamoah Clement. First Class, HND Computer Science, Abia Gabriel, Dapa Michael Te Yao, Ponyo Desmond, Na, Tawia Obed, Tano Millicent Anan, Koda Obed Tete, First class, HND Fashion Design and Textiles, Edusian Agatha, Alai Elizabeth Peace, Sewa Augustina, Sumaila Abdurrahman. First class, HND Graphic Design, Echampon Emmanuel. First class, HND Food Technology, Ahiadome Prince, Bokete Gifty Bole, Edu Maxwell, Papo Lily Na Aku. First class, HND Post-Harvest Technology, Udro Lydia, Oseduya Benjamin Ajimai. First class, HND Statistics, Ubed Mensa, Azik Alia, Solomon Asinori. HND Hospitality Management, first class, Afu Ebenezer Kofi, Agbetiafa Benedicta, Apietu Wendy Mantibia, Asante Nana Tinkrama, Baini Priscilla, Harrison Vida, Menu Michael Obing, Mate Eric Nuete Nati Grace Mamley, Okan Sylvia Ayele, Tete Mavis Dali, and Cheche Rosemary. Thank you very much, Dr. Seth Ochidankwa. May I request the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering to present graduates in his faculty to be graduated.
Dr. Chairman, I, Dr. Frank Ajinjumo, Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, present to you graduates here and those who are unavoidably absent, who haven't followed the approved programs of study over the stipulated period and haven't passed the required examinations, have hereby become eligible for the academic awards to which their studies have entitled them. I do pray for the conferment of award due them.
First class, HND Civil Engineering, Daku Emmanuel, Hinaku Ofosu Prince, Kobi Bismarck, Nyaku Ebenezer. First class, HND Electrical / Electronic Engineering, Boatin Set, Daniel Osekufi, Homeku Gabriel Seto. First class, HND Mechanical Engineering, Amuda Kuhana Ofebia, and Mark Akwesi, Bafwo Kwabna Ejei, and Husseini Abdulaziz. Thank you very much, Dr. Frank Ajinjumo. May I request all first-class graduates representing the 2020 cohort of HND graduates to rise for the conferment of their higher national diplomas. May I respectfully invite the chairman for the occasion, Dr. Ahmed Jinapo, to confer the higher national diploma on the graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the authority vested in me as the chairman of this ceremony, I, Dr. Ahmed Jinapo, chairman of this ceremony, hereby pronounce the graduates from Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, Faculty of Business and Management Studies, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Built and Natural Environment, Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, presented duly graduated. lecturers and graduates of these faculties, congratulations. Thank you.
While standing, please move the tassel on your caps from the right to the left. If it is ordered at the left, it means you were even a graduate before coming here. Have you all done it? Congratulations, you are now full-fledged graduates. Resume your seat. Before we receive the valedictory speech, we have in our midst the Executive Secretary to Apostle Emeritus Professor Kojo Safo of the Christ to Asafo Mission, Mr. Owusu Bedu. If he's here, can we see him? You are most welcome. The Vice-Chancellor will say a word or two before we continue with the valedictory speech.
Right. Honorable Chairman, I just want to introduce the CEO representative here. In fact, KTU is working out some collaboration to assess the facilities of the Kojo Safo, Kantanka. We are doing the same business. And therefore, it's always important to link the industry and academia, as the guest speaker spoke about. We've started a process. And one good thing is that they have a technical institution. And they are requiring us to mentor that technical university so that they can also produce the required manpower that Ghana requires. We all know how far Apostle Safo has come with whatever he's doing. As academia and as university, we need to support these industrial activities. So we invited him to come. Unfortunately, he couldn't come. He delegated the council to come and represent us. And so, with your permission, I want him to make one or two statements so that he knows that we are there with him and we want to support him.
Honorable Vice-Chancellor, I'm grateful. Honorable Chairman, for this great occasion, Vice-Chancellor of this important university, members of the academia, invited guests, our guest speaker who gave a very incisive speech today, graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, permit me to mention the delegation I came with. Our delegation this morning is led by Dr. Kwejo Odro Ado, General Secretary of Christ Asafo. Please, can we give you a hand? Then Akwesi Ofori, the Public Relations Manager. Most grateful. Honorable Chairman, I stand here to apologize profusely for the inability of Nana Kojo Safo Akofen's presence this morning. It's due to an emergency which happened just this morning. So he delegated us to come and then represent him. Koforidua Technical University and Christ to Asafo, for that matter, Kantanka group of companies, have now come together as a very strong force. Together, we want to move science and technology, innovation and development to the next pedestal, to produce not just what we need technologically, but to develop the brains, the minds, the hearts, and the hands of our own compatriots to produce our needs. On this occasion, we are informed the university is building a hospital. Fortunately, Nana Kojo Safo Akofena is also building a hospital. So our widow's mite for this morning, he pledges 30,000 Ghana cedis. On this note, I say thank you to all of you here seated, and we wish this university success, and we will go beyond. God bless us all.
May I request Richard Donko Afrifa to present the valedictory speech.
Good morning, everyone. The Vice-Chancellor, Koforidua Technical University, Ghana, the Director General of Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, guest speaker, members of the university's management team, dean, directors, council of convocation, our friends from the media, the SLC president of this university, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am truly honored to be chosen on behalf of the 2020 graduating class to deliver the valedictory speech on this memorable occasion. I wish to first of all express our profound gratitude to the Almighty God for bringing us this far. Secondly, I wish to thank the management, senior members and staff of the university for their commitment and dedicated service to ensuring that we receive the needed training and education to secure the future and development of the nation. 2 or 3 years ago, we were admitted into this great institution of higher learning to pursue various academic programs, to equip us with the tools, knowledge, and skill set necessary for us to make contributions to the growth of the nation. Our story can be likened to a tree that was planted in a garden. What no one could see was the soil that the gardener planted in. It is made up of many components that nourish the tree for its growth and development. The insects, air, temperature, decayed leaf, all come in for impeccable blend, just right for the plant. When the plant bends, the wise gardener brings in stakes to keep it standing. This wonderful tree sprouts and spreads its branches. Beautiful birds of different colors come to it and live there. They protect the tree by eating up the termites that intend to damage it. Some come and go. Some make their nest and beautify the tree, while others, like the woodpecker, makes a perpetual hole in the tree and lives there. This story illustrates how various persons have contributed to our achievements today. On behalf of my fellow graduates, we say a big thank you to the Vice-Chancellor, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Registrar, the Deans, faculty members, library staff, ICT staff, finance and administration staff, laborers, restaurant staff, security personnel, parents, and indeed all other persons for contributing directly or indirectly to our success today. My fellow graduates who agree with me on how tortuous this academic journey had been. This adventure, notwithstanding, we assemble here today, reminiscing challenges surmounted as we savor the victory, accompanying our perseverance. It is now time for us to go and demonstrate to the world our potential, which have been nurtured over the course of our study in this institution. To my fellow graduates, let us realize that success, unlike it is perceived, is not an event, but a habit of pursuing godly ambition, a habit of having the end in mind, and a habit of not quitting. As we embrace the next phase of our lives, let us make God our priority. Let him be glorified in all we do, and let us epitomize the motto of our great Koforidua Technical University, quote and unquote, innovating for development. Long live the class of 2020. Long live Koforidua Technical University. Thank you and congratulations.
Please, before I invite the chairman for this occasion to dissolve the assembly, let us take this short announcement. Tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., a non-denominational church service will be held at the ceremonial grounds for all graduating students, or all graduates. Now you are graduates. Please endeavor to be punctual at the program. Thank you very much. May I invite Dr. Ahmed Jinapo, chairman for this occasion, to dissolve the congregation.
Honorable Minister, Vice-Chancellor, faculty, graduates, let me break protocol a little bit in the sense that by virtue of my position working with the minister, there are some information that I think I need to share with you resulting from the speeches that were provided. And I will start by congratulating the students and especially those here. My understanding is we have only first-class students here. And I remember our time. One of the best things about being a first-class student is being lucky to shake the dignitaries. Unfortunately, because of COVID, no shaking. So respectfully, Regional Minister, I think we should give them a hand of applause. They deserve it. Whilst at this, there were 3 people who were given special awards. Of the 3, 2 were women. And I make reference to this because of a proposition that was made by the Vice-Chancellor relative to gender parity moving forward. And he was very emphatic that he hopes that the next time we meet here, the women proportion is going to be more than the men, because, as he said, what a man can do, a woman can do better. To add to that, legitimate as that reasoning is, I think by virtue of our education strategic plan is a requirement. Requirement in the sense that the president in almost all his speeches has tasked the Ministry of Education with GTECH being responsible to reverse that trend of 40-60 as it manifests now. It is the call of the president and our responsibility to ensure that the reverse is the case, where we have a 60-40 with emphasis on STEM, where Koforidua Technical University happens to be a major player in that endeavor. And it is refreshing to state that the current minister, the Honorable Dr. Yao Ose Educhum, is very, very much prepared and ready to ensure that this is done. In fact, he has said unequivocally that institutions that are able to fulfill this responsibility will be given the necessary resources. Hence, I call on KTU to take up this challenge. Next time when we meet, we should see a 60-40 trend instead of the 40-60 as it manifests now. The second issue that I want to speak to has to do with attrition rate, and the Vice-Chancellor spoke to it. It's regretting and painful that people are moving from the technical universities to the traditional universities. It's a demand and supply economy. You can't do anything about it. But the minister is ready to do something. And in fact, he's doing something. First of all, the whole issue pertaining to your promotion is going to be addressed. And is going to be addressed to fit what is going on with the traditional universities. And I know for a fact that it's going to happen as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Secondly, I think the issue of technical university education was put forward by virtue of the uniqueness of it. And when I was having a conversation with the Vice-Chancellor, I asked, what is your niche area? He said, you are into mechatronics and artificial intelligence. And I quizzed him further. What do we mean by mechatronics? That's a very, we know of curriculum, psychology, mechatronics. That's a very sophisticated. And he indicated that what you do is to train people to be able to work within the evolving automobile industry. And if today, Ghana can boast of assembling companies like Toyota, Volkswagen, Isuzu, Kantanka, then we are better placed to grab the job market. And I think whilst GTECH will support you, Vice-Chancellor, in the accreditation of your programs, I think the emphasis should be on how you can perfect what you are doing, because you have the opportunity, you have the manpower, you have the faculty, you have the resources. And if we are able to do this, I think people will be ready to stay, and that should be our focus. The last issue that I want to speak to has to do with our graduating students. You are graduates anyway. You are no more graduates. You are graduates. And I take inspiration from the Vice-Chancellor's statement that you need to be proper ambassadors of this institution. I think beyond being proper ambassadors, you can become proper ambassadors when you are proud of where you are coming from. You cannot articulate something when you don't believe in it. You cannot propagate a message when you yourself, you don't buy into the message. So the first and the most important thing is that you must be proud of being an alumni of KTU. You must be proud to propagate what you've learned from KTU. And that is what I expect of you. I don't know how you got here, but whether you like it or not, you are part and parcel of this institution. Whether you get a job, you don't get a job, on your CV, KTU is going to be on it. So on that note, I want you to look at the right side of your shoulder. Whoever is sitting by you, just tap the person and tell the person that I am proud of KTU. You need to be more, do it proper. Say, I'm proud of KTU. And let me leave you with a very, very simple philosophy that I believe has helped me, and I'd like to share with you in the sense that we listened to the guest speaker, very inspirational. I listened to the Vice-Chancellor when he was concluding. It reminded me of when I was sitting in class listening to my professor. The same applies to the Honorable Minister. But when I sum all of this together, there's one thing that I take from it, and one thing that I want to share with you. Whatever you are doing, you do it and do it well. Whatever you're doing, you do it and do it well. If you're a policeman and you are doing your job and you do it well, you'll be rewarded. If you're a lecturer and you are doing your job and you do it well, you'll be rewarded. And when collectively, the lecturer, the security, the vice-chancellor, the minister, we all do our work well, definitely this country will be doing well. So on that note, as you leave here, the first step of exit is national service. You are going to do national service. Don't say as for national service, oh, you don't do national service. You are finished. Hey, okay, sorry. But you will definitely be doing something. If you are not doing national, you'll be doing something. And whatever you are doing, you have to what? Do it and what? Do it well. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Regional Minister, the guest speaker, Mr. Joe Appiah, the academic board, faculty, staff, and new graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen, proceeding on the already established protocols, let me once again congratulate those graduates upon the reward of Higher National Diploma. I also congratulate all of us here who have come from near and far to grace these special occasions. I wish you all a safe journey to your respective destinations. I wish to thank the Vice-Chancellor and management of the university, especially the Graduating Planning Committee, for putting together this program. At this juncture, and on behalf of the Director General, GTECH, and my humble self, I declare this 17th graduation ceremony of the Koforidua Technical University dissolved and dissolved accordingly. Thank you so much.
Please, let's rise in prayer. Lord, once again, we are most grateful to you. We thank you, Lord, for seeing us through in all the activities that we have engaged ourselves in. Lord, I pray and I commit my dear ones into your hands. Those who have graduated today. It is a stark fact, and we have heard from all the various speakers that job opportunities are limited. But Lord, I pray for these ones, that Lord, your mighty hand will be upon them. I pray that God, you grant them the grace, but it is only when they acknowledge you as God that you make difference in their life. I therefore also pray that, Lord, let them succeed in all the enterprises that they find themselves. I also pray for the school. The school is challenged in so many areas. But I'm praying that, Lord, through your own divine intervention, you come to the aid of the school. As we are about to leave for our various homes, I pray that the Almighty God will go with you. May his presence be with you now and forevermore. Amen.
Before the procession, I'll urge all graduates to be upstanding. The procession will end at the basketball court. We are going to break tradition for the first time. We will not process to the administration block. The dignitaries will process to the basketball court and take a photograph there. Thank you very much.